And welcome back to the Nano Lagoon series. Today we're going to talk about lighting for our 10-gallon Nano Lagoon, the simple reef tank for newbies. And we begin by going to Wal-Mart and picking up one of these kits. It's a 10-gallon home aquarium starter kit that sells for $43 and includes 3 components: the tank, the filter, and the light hood. We open it up, look at the instructions, aquarium setup, safety instructions. Be sure to have a look at those. We make sure that it has the filter box, and we're familiar with this from previous videos. It's just the Aquatech 515, and it has a glass 10-gallon blank. Now we have gone ahead and painted the back of ours, as we like to do, with Patriot Blue, as described in a previous video in this series. But now to the lighting unit. This is the hood. It's a plastic hood, very light. You can lift it up with one finger, and it's got a double socket, like an incandescent type socket, and a couple of splash guards and some metal reflectors still in the plastic. Now this is made for fresh water, but we're going to modify this for salt water, and so that it will give us 40 watts over a 10-gallon tank, or 4 watts per gallon of 50/50 daylight actinic. We start by masking off the sockets, and we mask off the holes on the top, and we mask off the little trap door so that doesn't swing around. And we go ahead and paint the inside of this with white. And we just picked up some really cheap white paint at Walmart, just white spray paint, gloss white. It's $1.11 a can. We also picked up a can of flat black, just in case we need to do any touch-ups when we're done. And we've done the masking, and we go ahead and paint the underside of the hood, and this is what we get, nice and white. We've also gone ahead and snapped off this panel in the back. It's just a perforated snap-off panel, and that's where the filter will go. So we have then let it dry. We have replaced the reflective panels in the back. We've screwed in a couple of self-ballasted 50/50 bulbs. Each bulb is 20 watts, and they are made by Corallife. 50/50 20-watt bulbs, 50% daylight actinic, 50% daylight, which is 10,000 K in this case, and 50% actinic. Those bulbs are $13 a piece. Now, we have progressed to the point where the lights are inside the painted hood. Next, we have to waterproof it. To do that, we use an acrylic lens. Now, we've been to Lowe's hardware store, and we picked up a sheet of thin plexiglass. This is an 18 by 24 inch sheet of clear 1 mil plexiglass. And we're close to an airport here, and it sounds like the planes are taking off, so please excuse the noise. But we have that 18 by 24 inch sheet of plexiglass, which cost about $7. We've gone ahead and used a box cutter, gotten instructions at the store for cutting it. Very simple, just straight cuts. And we gave ourselves a panel, which will be our lens. Now that is 19 by 7 1/8. 19 inches by 7 1/8 is our lens that we'll use to waterproof the underside of that hood. Now, we make sure that it actually fits, double check. Now we take some 100% silicone. This is $4 a tube. It's equivalent to what's used for making aquariums. And we lay a bead of silicone on that right-hand lip of the underside of the hood. Lay another bead on the left-hand lip. I'm simulating that now because I have one hand on the camera. Now I lay in the plexiglass lens, and I sort of squash it down on the silicone on each side. Now I lay a bead along the bottom. Nice little bead to seal that up, and very important, lay another bead along the back, and that will serve to waterproof the light hood. Now it will remain closed for a year, We replace the bulbs on a yearly basis, but in the interim, no salt water will get into this hood when we put it on top of our Nano Lagoon. Now, there's another neat little feature in this hood, and that is this trap door, which is used for feeding things, I guess. But in this case, if you ever find that the hood seems to be heating up, you can just open that door manually, prop it up a little bit, and vent off some of that hot air. So this is about as simple as a hood can get. There's only one cord, and there's a little switch on the back that you turn to control the unit. If you want, you can get a little timer for about $5, and what we're going to be aiming for here is a cycle, day-night cycle of 12-12. That means 12 hours on, 12 hours off, and you just arrange that so that you have plenty of time to watch your tank and enjoy it in the morning, noon, and in the evening. Let's talk about cost. Well, the kit itself, tank, hood, and filter, costs $43. These lights are $13 a piece. Plexiglass, the actual part we use, is worth about $3, couple of bucks worth of spray paint, and the total cost for one of these Nano Lagoon units for the hardware only comes to less than $80 by local pricing. Now, if we were to go into the local fish store or the local Petco and pick up a JBJ NanoCube, for example, we would pay $320. That's the current price. So we have put together a functioning reef tank, the Nano Lagoon. It came in at about $80 for the hardware, and in various places in the country you could probably buy nanocubes or biocubes cheaper, but we still think that the Nano Lagoon comes in at around a half to a third the price of what most folks will pay, and that is why it is of interest to us.